1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous 3-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. What's going on? It's your man, Mr. Controversy, in here inside of 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Did you miss me? Ready for another great Saturday. Another great day of sports. And full of sports talk. And of course, I'm not doing this by myself. Got my engineer on the ones and twos, my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
Then I got my road dog sitting beside me, my man D Intellectual. What up, D?
Yo, what the business is?
Yeah, man, and like I said, it's a great day, special day. A lot of good stuff to talk about, especially with LeBron James. Can't go wrong having a sports show with LeBron James. Everybody talk about they tired, but yes, still everybody talk about him. So guess you can't go wrong with talking about LeBron James. Also, we have to talk about what's going on in the NFL, man. It's, you know, I remember back then when free agency started, like it was like, I think in March or whatever, you didn't hear anything about trades or what's going on until then. Now the day after the Super Bowl, you're hearing trades, people getting cut, people getting signed. I didn't know you could do that. But like I said, that's the NFL. But we love that because NFL starting to be all year long. So who can complain about that? Also, we have a special guest calling in. We have the only 4-time champ, heavyweight champ in boxing. My man, Mr. Evander, the real deal Holyfield, will be on the show today talking about his boxing career and the state of boxing. And we got so much more to talk about, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned. You all can let your family and friends know they can listen to the show locally in Atlanta on 1100 AM WWWE, The Real. Also, they can watch it live on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Just look for the 3-Point Conversion page on both. Then also you have iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and Radio Now. Look for 1100 WWWE, The Real. And then you all can call in at 404-603-8770 and give your 3 cents. So it's time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. All right. So first off, the big news. You saw LSU basketball team suspend Coach Will Wade indefinitely for, sources informed Yahoo Sports that he was caught on a wiretap. And he was basically discussing an offer with Christian Dawkins, who was sentenced this week to 6 months in prison for his involvement in the NCAA basketball corruption scandal. Man, another one bites the dust. Like, when are people going to learn, coaches, and we talked about this off the air, D, you're not safe anymore. Like, you're going to have to go in the desert. What movie was that? Casino, when they talking.
First off, why you still talking on the phone?
Yeah.
Why you still talking on the phone like that?
You can't.
You know what I mean? Like Like, I think we didn't talk about it, whether it's been basketball, football, whatever it may be.
Right.
Like, you can't talk like this on the phone. And he talked with the smart guy. I think with the when he was having the conversation, he was saying smart, but he wasn't. They didn't know exactly who he was talking about. There's rumblings that he may be talking about the freshman that's there. That was a top 50 player when he came out. He didn't want to pay this much because he may be 2-3 years there. Like it's a lot going on. But dude, you was talking a lot though.
Right.
I mean, and they saying suspended indefinitely. I think that indefinitely going to come off, and it's not going to be a suspension.
G, what are your thoughts?
I felt like LSU had to do. They felt like they had to do something. Apparently, he doesn't have the cachet of Bill Self, who sounded like he did the same thing earlier, and nothing happened to him.
Yeah.
So
everybody do it, man. It's everywhere. You know what I mean? It ain't. It's not a situation where no one is doing it. It's who gets caught, who said. You know what I mean? I think that's more so what it is.
I feel a lot of schools do it, and some get caught, and some people just look the other way. Yeah. But the issue still is, the kids are getting paid. We have to do something.
Right.
Right. It's all about being smart. That's it.
Just pay the kids. I think that's what it should probably boil down to. Pay the kids.
They don't want to, though.
Right. Because they want to make billions.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Former MLB All-Star pitcher Esteban Loaiza has been sentenced to 3 years in prison after pleading guilty to 44 pounds of cocaine with the intent to distribute. He was arrested in 2018. That's when he was caught, when they caught him driving. Man, that's crazy, bro. Like,
I want to know who his lawyer is.
Yeah,
to get 3 years for 44 pounds of cocaine.
Yeah.
I know dudes in jail for 3 years for 2 packets of cocaine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then he said at the end, after he serves his time, he's going back to native country. I think it's out of Puerto Rico, Mexico. I think. I forgot what it was, but he said he's going back after 3 years. Like,
I'm sure you are.
Yeah. So why? Because you won't get caught again? What?
Right. 44 pounds doing, you get 3 years. So that means he probably got to do what, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years.
Yep. So that's crazy. Moving on. Man, the U.S. women's national soccer team has filed a federal discrimination lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation, alleging ongoing institutionalized gender discrimination. And basically they're saying that it includes unequal pay with the counterparts, of the men's national team. So during a recent World Cup appearance, the men received $5.4 million bonus for making the round of 16 in 2014. You would think the next year you should make more. In 2015, the women received $1.72 million.
After winning,
and they won.
They won. They didn't make the round of 16.
Yeah, they won too.
They won the whole thing.
So here's the thing, right? And I know where they want to go with the gender equality and all of that, but it also goes into what's bringing in, right? Like the money that the sport is making. Is women's soccer, did it make the same amount of money as the men's soccer did?
I feel you walking on eggshells, because that's true, but still.
But that's not just true. That's the facts. If you're not bringing in the same, that's just like this. Let's say we're going to pay NCAA sports, right? And let's say you're talking about North Carolina as opposed to Idaho State. Which team do you think is going to make more money? North Carolina, right? So that's kind of the same thing. Like if the sport isn't bringing in the same amount of money, you can't necessarily. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be paid. That's not what I'm saying. But if women's soccer isn't bringing in the same thing as men's soccer, how can you justify the amount of money that they make?
Well, that's a good point. We'll see what happens. That's a great point. Moving on. The Philadelphia Eagles traded for Michael Bennett, defensive end Michael Bennett, they traded him to the Patriots. The Patriots traded for him, and a 2027 round pick. That's what the Patriots are getting. And the Eagles will get a 2025 round pick. So that's all well, they're going to probably squeeze all the juice out, but reportedly Well, it is. Martellus Bennett came out and said he wants to come out of retirement to join his brother. So, you think that's a good look?
I mean, didn't Martellus kind of have a few words for New England after he left? Wasn't it like kind of a, I don't want to say it was a bad breakup, but it just wasn't great, right?
Well, the thing is, they're saying that they're interested.
I mean, I'm sure they are interested. Their tight end situation isn't great.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
after Gronk, it's kind of,
Right.
you know what I mean? But they just got rid of Michael Bennett for like a pack of Newports.
Yeah, so I mean, but
Like literally, they went.
Yeah.
The Philly moved up two rounds.
But I don't know if that still stays on them. But you say a pack of Newports, but they paid about 500 mentions for him. So you know, so we'll see. Moving on, the Bills and Steelers were close to a trade for wide receiver Antonio Brown, but Brown reportedly would not commit to showing up in Buffalo if he was dealt there. So the Bills said, you know, it's a wrap. And then Brown said on Instagram Live that he would announce his new team in a little bit. He said this yesterday. So this is my thing. We'll make this quick. Why? And I see that's the problem with today. You can't hide anything, bro. Why do you have? 'Cause back in the old days, it used to be like Dwight Howard last year just got a call after he was traded and said, "You're traded to the Charlotte Hornets." Not Charlotte Hornets. Who did he get traded? Charlotte Hornets, right? To the Charlotte Hornets. This is after the trade. He got a call.
Right.
Matter of fact, one of my homies, shout out to my man Terrell Thomas. Terrell Thomas called him.
Right. Because it's not the old days.
But this happened last year.
Right, but I'm saying this not the old days when it comes. So on a broadcast that I watched with Antonio Brown, and they were sitting around, they were talking. He trying to control his own destiny, which I'm not too mad at no more. You know what I mean? Because it's up to the player. They want to control their
And that's
destiny.
the thing. It's uncommon in the NFL.
Exactly.
For it's kind of like the Anthony Davis situation.
Exactly.
But NFL players don't get to do that. They don't. He's using a no trade clause.
Kind of
that
leverage,
doesn't
right?
exist.
Yeah. It's so when I heard it, when the message first came through that he was going to go there, guess what I said? That's not going to work.
I mean, we all
Because-
knew it.
Antonio Brown not going to Buffalo.
Because if they trade him and he's not going to show up, and then they have to cut him, then
fine
the cap hit
him,
goes against the Bills. They're not
Right.
doing that.
Right.
Right. But my point is, if you the Steelers, I don't care. You getting traded to what? I mean, I'm not traded to where you want to go, especially what.
Yes, you are though.
No, I'm not.
Why?
Especially
No,
what
but
happened.
Why?
if he's not going to show up, the other
Exactly.
team is not going to take that
Exactly.
cap hit of
well,
cutting him.
what's going to happen now is because of that happened.
Right, you're
it
gonna
won't.
you're gonna trade me
So
where
they put Pittsburgh in a bad situation
Right.
now. But I'm saying, I was like, because everybody was like, well, he should go here, or I think he'll go. Hey, man, I don't care where he. If I'm Steelers, I'm like, it doesn't matter to where
But
he
see,
wanna
that,
go.
and I think that's where not just the NFL, right? I think that's where sports is going,
Yeah.
right? Where it's not up to
which
just
is
the
good.
team, right?
No, which is great. I'm
Yeah.
saying, but I'm just saying, looking at it
right. And from a Steelers standpoint, but they don't have that leverage no more.
right?
That,
Well,
that leverage
it-
gone.
well, this killed it. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. Quickly, BC welterweight champion Sean Porter weighed in at 148.8 pounds at his weigh-in before tonight's fight. So against Jordanis Ugas, whatever his name is. But anyway,
Close enough.
the weight limit is 147 pounds. So to drop the weight, he had to hit the treadmill, ran, he shadow boxed, hit the sauna, and with a minute to spare, he cut his hair and weighed in at 146.8. If that is not dedication, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is.
But see, the even bigger thing is would not have been for the title defense. That wouldn't have hurt him in the long
Yeah,
run,
because
regardless, because he's the champion.
He would lose that title defense. Yeah, he would not be a title
right,
defense.
it would have
Yeah.
been a title defense, so it really wasn't nothing for him but for him to even go that far to
do
make it a
it,
title
right,
defense,
that was big.
that shows who he is, right?
Well, he probably got a call from Jordanis, and they asked him, bruh, we might give you some of my money. Just please.
Just please make the way.
And I saw the video, and when, like I said, 146 weight, everyone's celebrating. Even the other fighters' team is celebrating that he made weight.
Right. And
He's definitely going to be at 150 today.
And last but not least, Dak Prescott's dog reportedly got loose and bit a neighbor in the finger, which the lady lost a part of her finger. So,
But hold on, first part of that, don't that mean she was petting the dog?
No, the dog got loose.
Listen,
No. I'm gonna tell you the story. No, what happened was the dog got loose. She tried to go get the dog, like to put. I guess she knows the dog. Try to put the dog up. When she went to the dog snapped at her and bit her.
So again, did you not hear what I asked?
No, she wasn't trying to pet.
But she was trying to. Did the dog run up and bite you?
Well, the dog ran up to her.
Did the dog run up and bite her? You just said that she was trying to get the dog to put him up.
She said when the dog went to her, she said the dog was loose. So when she saw the dog came to her. So that's when she was trying to,
The reason I say that is because you know how people that love dogs are?
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like overly, like I used to have a Cane Corso, right? That's a big, huge dog. And I'll be walking the dog and people run up and, do you not know that this dog will, like, can maul you? Not saying that he will, right? But can maul you. Like a lot of people say, oh, he don't bite. Yes, he do. He got teeth.
Well, I mean, look, I just say,
Yeah,
I don't know whose fault that is because he's in Dallas. He's under Jerry Jones. And as long as he shows up in a chinchilla in courtroom, he'll get off like Michael Irvin did.
There's the dog has a court date. It said March 20th. He has a court date.
The dog got a court date.
So the court will determine if it is considered a dangerous dog.
He's showing up in a chinchilla.
Right.
The
You're
dog
right.
showing up in a
chinchilla.
chinchilla.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with a hot topic.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burles from the NFL Network and CBS. When the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it. It's a touchdown.
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. The Atlanta Hawks look to get back to their winning ways when they take on the Brooklyn Nets today at 7:30 at State Farm Arena. In spring training, the Atlanta Braves beat the rival Philadelphia Phillies 4-3. Center fielder Christian Pash hit a 2-run home run. Bryce Harper did not play. Georgia Tech's men's basketball team will get ready to head to Charlotte to try to salvage the season in the ACC tournament. The 3-point conversion will have exclusive coverage. Georgia State Panthers men's basketball will travel south to face the rival Georgia Southern Eagles. The Panthers hold a one-game lead and the number 2 spot in the conference. The Atlanta United will try to get their first win of the MLS season when they host FC Cincinnati, who's in their inaugural season. Make sure to follow the 3-point conversion for all of your major sports news updates. It's where fans' opinions matter.
This is Av Stanley, senior writer for the 3-Point Conversion, and you know I'm listening to Mr. Controversy and D Intellectual on the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Tell them what's going on.
Yes, Mr. Controversy here with my man D Intellectual.
Yes.
And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Cindy Cuts Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Great barbershop. Make sure you check them out. Man, everybody can cut in there, like I always say. Just a great vibe, man. It's great barbers, great people, great vibe. You know, not a lot of mess. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's where you want to be, man. It's a good place to take your family. As far as your sons, you know, you can take your wife in there sometimes. It depends. But for the most part, you know, it's just a nice vibe, man. And make sure you check out the barber Dwayne Chambers go in and go all the way down. He's the last barber on the left. And make sure you follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. And shout out to my man Frank, who's always in the sports. You can check him out too. He's the second barber on the right when you come in. I think I got that right. Frank, don't get mad if I got that wrong. Anyway, so look. All right, it's the hot topic, you all. And we have to talk about these LA Lakers and LeBron James. So I guess it's LeBron James and the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. L.A. Bron.
L.A. Bron, okay.
Bron.
Got you. L.A. Bron. Everybody was, there's been a lot of talk. Everybody's in an uproar, whether you for them or you're against them. Everyone is against them.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, what did we expect? Like, what did you expect?
And I think that's one of the things, right? Like, you had people all across the board, right? Some were saying, well, they're going to go here, they're going to make the playoffs. And then you had a lot of people that's like, they're probably not going to make the playoffs. This is just the beginning year of what's going to come, right? I was one that was saying, maybe they may make the playoffs. And to be completely honest, had LeBron James not missed 17 games, the Lakers would have made the playoffs. I think when he got injured, it messed up everything because the way they were like fourth seeded at the time, like they had chemistry going, like it was working well for them, And I think another big impact, a lot of people aren't really looking into it, is Lonzo Ball, him not playing. Not only on the offensive end, but him on the defensive end is a big impact. That really messed up their defense. Their team defense is horrible. And it's not just LeBron. Not granted, LeBron has been horrible on defense. It's been horrible, whether it's Kuzma pushing him, whether he's not stepping out for a three, whatever the case may be. But I think there's other times when not just this year, there's other times LeBron has did the same thing, but because of the offense moving, them being in the playoffs, you're not looking at it the same way. Now that they're not in the playoffs, now that everything is going bad, now you're going to look at everything that everybody does, right? You're not just going to see LeBron running down and not doing this. You're looking at everything that everybody does. But what was the real expectations?
Right. G, what do you have, man? What, like, did you expect, is this a disappointment for you?
Well, it is. I mean, but I understand the injuries being a part of it. A lot of people think, well, he's slowed down. Well, he's still averaging 27, 8, and 8. Right. So the offense is still there.
Yeah.
But like I've told people before, he stopped playing defense when he left Miami.
A long time ago.
He stopped playing defense a long time ago. I found this YouTube channel. They're it's kind of a troll channel. Yeah. But it's about LeBron James, but it basically like magnifies all of his mistakes. And a lot of them are on defense. To where he just leaves this guy open, or someone cuts the basket. He just stands there and watches them do it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's because of what his role is sometimes on defense in Cleveland. When they went small, sometimes he'll be playing center on defense, but that means he'll have to bang down low with the other team's big guy or protect the rim.
Right.
Which he can do, but he doesn't really want to do that.
And what it's going to do for him on the offensive end, right? Like, if he's down low banging with Anthony Davis,
it's going to affect him on offense. Like, they need me to score and facilitate.
Because if I can't do it on the offensive end, then the whole game plan is, like, completely gone. Like, I can give up 2 points.
The point is, when he came to L.A., the expectation kind of was that he was going to be off the ball. That's why you bring in Rondo to where, okay, some people question that, well, Rondo can't shoot, and that's what LeBron needs. But people were expecting LeBron to change his game a little bit, but he really hasn't.
Well, I didn't expect. I won't lie. At first, I was like, when I saw who they were bringing in, I'm like, it could work. But Paul George, when he went to OKC, that kind of screwed up everything. So I knew then, coming into the season, this was we're going to do the best we can, but what we're going to do is, if we can make it to the playoffs, that'd be great. But we know next year during free agency, we're going in. But at the same time, I expected LeBron to be more of a leader. And I think it went away after
The
AD trade. That kind of it was, But at the same time, think about it. He had a lot of players, and that brings me to my next question. He had a lot of young players. Young. I mean, besides Rondo, and then you look at Brooklyn's finest. After that, I mean, youngsters that who hadn't had experience.
Well, and that's another part of it is that, like, this was supposed to be a young team. You have the young core, you develop them, and you have the coach who's supposed to bring them up. But then you bring in LeBron, and the expectations vary from championship contender to 7 or 8 seed in the playoffs. Right. And these are a bunch of players who, what I call it playoff significant basketball. They have not played any significant basketball in the pros yet. So the expectations for them change. So now they have to, wherever LeBron lands, other players have to change their game. Mm-hmm. So these young players having to change it, like, why do we have to change what we've been doing? They probably feel like, why do we have to change what we've been doing? He's the new guy here. So why do we have to cater to him? And some young players may have an issue with something like that.
And you can see it sometime. The other day when they were playing Milwaukee, right? I think it was a 4-point game, and then you saw Brandon Ingram come down and not pass the ball at all. Like, he came down, kind of did his own thing, and a minute and a half left, 4-point game. Who you giving the ball to? You're supposed to get the ball to LeBron. You know what I mean? And kind of let him do what he do. I don't want to. So first off, if you're in the NBA, you're supposed to you gotta deal with it. I mean, and what I mean with is, it seems like when that trade thing came out, people emotions got into it, right? Like, they stopped being able to.
But do you blame them? Because
yes, I do blame them, because this is not the first time that this is gonna happen.
Yeah, but not like that. As far as it wasn't an individual thing. And I think that's what people are failing to realize. It wasn't like, all right, we're gonna trade, what's his name, Caldwell Pope. We're gonna trade him. Mm-hmm. All right, that's it. Or we're gonna trade him. No, he tried to trade the whole team. So as youngsters, it's like,
so
bruh. So what you're saying is, you don't have faith in us.
So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I have faith in Anthony Davis. So here's something that Jason Tatum said. You know what he said when the thing came up about him possibly being traded for Anthony Davis?
But that's him. That's my point. You're talking about one person. I'm saying as a collective.
But it wasn't just going to be him.
No, but it would have been like 2 people. I'm saying you had LeBron try to trade.
Wait, LeBron didn't try to trade anybody because he's not the GM.
LeBron is the GM. LeBron made that trade. Yes, he did. We all know.
If LeBron wasn't there and you could get Anthony Davis, are you not going to trade all of them same players?
Listen what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is, look at it from their perspective. You have all of these players. LeBron tried to trade. It got up to what, 5 people? He tried to trade
Ball,
6 players,
Ingram,
and 3 draft picks.
Ball, Ingram,
Kuzma, Hart, Caldwell Pope. Beasley.
He tried to trade players that aren't even on the team yet.
Okay. Okay.
So what I'm saying, okay. So my point is, as a whole team, you're saying we know it's coming from LeBron. Let's just be real. You're trying to get and I understand you're trying to get Davis, but you try to trade the whole team. Then it doesn't work. Now all of a sudden, you want us to rock with you? Like, no. Coming from them.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's say let's take LeBron out of the equation, or the player out of the equation, right? And let's just make it the team doing that. So what you gonna do if the team just doing it? You gonna still not want to really play for the team that tried to trade you?
But that's the difference. It wasn't a team.
But I'm asking you.
That's a big difference. That's a big difference, because if we know our leader wants this guy and he's willing to trade all of us, it doesn't go down.
Well, before LeBron came over here, he traded the whole Cleveland. So he was trying to trade his son.
But those were veteran players.
Those are veterans. We talking about young.
Veteran players.
I get that. Trust me. So you gonna have to get over it. You're gonna have to get over it, because this isn't the first time that this is gonna happen. This probably gonna happen a lot in your career.
But again, it's not the fact that he tried to trade me. What I'm saying. He tried to trade all of us.
I'm going to try to trade y'all again in the offseason.
And now, in the offseason, when it don't work,
I'm trading y'all again in the offseason.
I thought it messed with their psyche. Real quick, I just want to ask quickly, do you think this leaves a bad taste in a coach's mouth?
Coach getting fired anyway.
No, and coaches.
Coaches.
All coaches.
No, because if the right coach, right, and what I mean, I heard rumblings that maybe he should have went to San Antonio because of the type of coach that's there. The right coach, no.
Well, like he doesn't. Has he really played for a coach that he actually respects?
Exactly.
But why hasn't he
other than Eric Spoelstra, right?
But why haven't he played with a coach? I think after.
I mean, the only one he respects, he's not going to get. He's not going to get Coach K. He's not getting. Popovich. He's not getting Tom Izzo. He's not getting Popovich.
Like the people that they've brought Ty Lue. They brought Black. Like, come on.
But they brought them because why? Those are the coaches that they felt like, all right. Because think about it. LeBron is the alpha dog. And I'll say this, and we'll leave
Where
it
they
like
get
this.
David Blatt from?
He was there beforehand.
In Israel.
But look, I'm going to say this, and we'll let it go. The fact that it's like he's letting go of every coach. And, for the most part, except for Spoelstra. Mm-hmm. And I feel that he hadn't learned, because in the beginning it's not his fault. But I don't think he's had that chance to where with Kobe, Jordan, Hakeem, all these great players, when they had that coach, they learn how to have that, all right, I know it's your team, but we have that relationship. And my thing is, Jordan had Doug Collins. But Jordan, you never seen, Jordan was like, let's get rid of him. But Jordan was never out-coaching Doug.
But he hasn't had that coach.
No,
though.
but I'm saying I think that's the part of it. I think right now, I think coaches are kind of like, no.
But not that coach, right? Like, let's say
I think that coach,
field.
I don't think they would want to coach. And Phil came out and talked about that. I don't think they would want to coach LeBron
you
right now.
Popovich wouldn't?
He's probably the only coach I think could do it. But look, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
That all day, couldn't we?
This is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Hey, I'm Diana Taurasi from the Phoenix Mercury, and you're listening to the 3 Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back. All right, we have a caller. Caller, you come on and
Hello?
Yes, you're on. What's going on?
I mean, let's be for real. What are we talking about right here? Y'all saying LeBron trying to trade everybody. What was he brought to LA for? To win, right?
That's it. That's all.
So,
say your name. Who is this again? You got to say your name, man. Who calling in?
It's Bruce.
What's up, Bruce? What up, Bruce? What's going on, bro? You know you got to say your name, bro. So we give you props. You know, my man. He always call in, man. What up, Bruce? But go ahead.
My fault.
No, you good? Go ahead.
Man, hey, Mr. Controversy, you got me heated a little bit right now. My fault.
Go ahead. For what? Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
But no, for real though. He was brought in to do what? Win, right?
Uh-huh.
He can't win with those guys. So the object of trading everybody is to get better players around him. So if he got to clean house in order to try to get the chip, then that's what he got to do. I mean, he ain't got but 3-4 more years left in his career.
And Bruce,
man, he ain't worried about nobody attitude. They professionals, right?
No,
I
feel
to
you.
Go out there and suit up and hoop, right?
I feel you. No, I'm saying it. Appreciate the call. No, I feel you. I'm saying I understand it from his side. Wow. I'm just saying, looking on from their side, how they're looking. They're looking like,
man, you got to man up.
Yeah, like you traded us.
I know what you're saying.
You were trying to. Yeah, I'm looking from their end
because you know it's almost like you come to practice and you like, dude, you don't even really want me here. You know what I'm saying? Like no camaraderie, no. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the other end, it's like, dude, this might happen next year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But let's see. So, all right, we got to talk about this football. What's going on in football? What do you all think of? First of all, with this franchise tag, like what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's one of the most disrespectful things in the world. I really hate the franchise tag, but you know who I actually blame it on? What's his name? DeMario Smith. What's the NFL PA president?
DeMorris.
I blame it on him because
I mean it was before him though.
I mean they continuously letting, and then now you can tag a player 2 years, 3, like you can tag a player up to what 3 years now or something like that.
Yeah, I mean the point is like there are all these deadlines. You hear about like with Antonio Brown, he's supposed to get a $2.5 million bonus. Or somebody's supposed to get a bonus at a certain time. And the point is to give the team more time to negotiate a deal. But a lot of times these teams don't negotiate in good faith.
At all, because they know what they're able to do. They know that they can get a franchise tag.
And I think that's the problem with the situation is the fact that the way, like you said, they're tagging him. Now they can tag him twice, sometimes depending on what it is, 3 to 3 years. Like, it's not right, man.
Le'Veon Bell, right? They could have really did him in again this year. Like, if they really wanted to, they could have really did him in again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And it is horrible because another reason it's horrible because football has no longevity. You really only have, 6 years maybe?
So you taking money out of my mouth. And that's why I think they should kind of.
That's why I'm not mad. I don't
the trade-off is supposed to be, okay, you have a 1-year contract, but we're going to pay you more money.
No, they pay you the top 5, right? But still,
the players want that security.
And what happened to Earl Thomas? That's why he put up his middle finger to Seattle, riding off, right?
Right.
He tried to navigate for a bigger contract. They didn't. They franchise tagged him. And then what happened?
And some players try to get, okay, I got 2 years left. I don't want to go into the last year without a contract.
Because the last year more than likely not guaranteed.
To try to get an extension, and sometimes that doesn't work. But then some players will be like, "Hey, it's last year of my contract. I'm going to do everything I can, and I want to go into free agency." But some players, there's this hesitancy to go into free agency because what if I get hurt and I don't have a contract? Then that's going to affect my money.
Because by the last year of your contract, all your guaranteed money is paid.
Right.
All of it, right? So the team actually has no reason, if you're not producing or they're not getting a benefit, they have no reason to have you on their team. There's no dead money. There's nothing.
No, I agree. So let me ask you all, with the free agency that's begun before free agency, what do you think has been the big story of signing or rumblings? What do you all believe?
A lot of stuff that's heard about is mainly with Antonio Brown. I know we talked about him earlier as far as like a trade goes and if he's going to sign an extension. As far as a free agent, it's hard to keep up who is a free agent, and then some people will become free agents suddenly. Like the Jags are apparently blowing up the team.
Not just the Jags. It's every safety is getting released.
Yeah, there's so many safeties out there. They're not all going to get signed.
Right, and it got to the point where we've talked about the Bears and Adrian Amos, right? Like his price point is way down now because you don't want to sign? Okay, we'll go get Eric Weddle. Or we'll go get,
speaking of Weddle, that was a big pickup, I think, with the L.A. Rams picking him up.
Yeah, it was great.
Just because of the fact that leadership and being a veteran, they need that.
And he can help Marcus Peters, hopefully.
Yeah, for real. But he'll get him. I mean, he's played. He was on the championship team in Baltimore. Not Baltimore. No, he wasn't. Which
he been with the Chargers. Wasn't he with the Chargers for years?
Weddle?
Yeah.
When did he go to Baltimore?
Like 2 years ago.
But he's played in big playoff games.
Right.
He's played in
big playoff,
big things. Like he's a legit veteran, right? My thing that I'm looking at is Jordan Howard, right? It's the Bears running back. And what I mean by it is he's not even out of his rookie deal. His first 2 years in the league, he had over 1,000 yards. I think his first 2 years he had more than Walter Payton. I think it was some type of record with the Bears or something.
Yeah, forget that. The first 2 years, he was next to or more. I think he had more than Zeke.
Or right behind him or somewhere in there, right?
Number 2.
So top running back, right? And they really get rid of him. And I know what it's about. It's about system. It's about him needing to be paid, and you can kind of get a running back in the third round that can get you 1,000. Now, also remember that when Jordan Howard was running, it was 8 in the box every time he ran.
He was still getting it.
You know what I mean? But that's kind of what the NFL does, right? He came for 3 years and did what he needed to do. Last year was a little off because of the scheme, offense and the scheme But he has shown he can get you 1,200 yards, 200, 300, 400 carries, whatever he needs to do and be productive, and they're going to get rid of him.
Well, that's the nature of the beast, and I feel like hopefully they will keep him because I thought it was a nice between him.
Thunder and lightning, right?
Thunder and lightning, but that's the nature of the beast, man. And now it's about, if you can, who can you get for him, or what can you get? Can you get a first round pick or a second round, something like that, another pick? If you get rid of him, they might keep him. I mean, they're listening right now, but I don't, because right now, what you're going to do? You don't have a running back in place to play. You're not going to start Tariq Cohen the whole. You know what I'm saying? He's the start. No, so I think he stays. Unless they find they could. It was a rumor like they were looking at AP. Like, stop it. Like, why would they try to get AP if you have Howard? But we'll see. Like I said, it's so much going on. I just don't understand this free agency before free agency, it seems.
Man.
Like. So look, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back to talk some more NBA basketball. Keep it locked.
I'm Tommy Harris, and I'm with the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Holla at me.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hi, this is Aditi Kinkabwala with the NFL Network, and you are listening to the 3 Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, going to get back into the NBA. First of all, quick question, everybody around the table. Quick question. Been a lot of talk about the picks and who's going to get who in the NBA draft. If Dallas is going to drop and Atlanta doesn't get, and Dallas drops under the top five and under, Atlanta won't get that pick. But if not, they get that 6 or whatever pick. But with Atlanta, already you see mock drafts, which I don't understand. It's not the NFL. And I can't say anything because did we put out? No, we ain't put out a mock draft yet. So I don't understand when you can do mock drafts in the NBA when you don't know what position is going to fall in. That doesn't make sense to me. But either or, a lot of people have been saying how it's looking. Atlanta Hawks, they're going to get the number 5. They should go with, if he's there, Cam Reddish at number 5 and everything. Whatever. And not on Cam Reddish is just the fact that how do you know? So let's play this game.
Mm-hmm.
What if the Atlanta Hawks get in the top 3?
RJ Barrett or Cam Reddish?
It's going to be one of those two, and they'll like have to. It seems like they'll have to take one of those guys.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm asking,
they got Trey already, right? So you're not going to do a point guard. If you're not getting one, you're not getting Zion.
And then you wonder, like, okay, what's going to happen with any of the bigs? Do you take a power forward like Hachimura from Gonzaga? Do you take a center like Fernando from Maryland?
I'd rather do the RJ Barrett or Cam Reddish.
But then you'll be passing on RJ Barrett or Cam Reddish.
Exactly. And it might cost you your job in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of, like, where do you go? And then also with that, on that end, right, you kind of got Collins, right? I believe in the kid. He got bunny hops. His 3 he definitely can stretch that a little bit, get that better. But, I mean, he can play the 4. And then even so, I'm going to take it a stretch further. I think they should keep Dedmon. I really think. I know he's a little older, right? What was he? Maybe 30, and they're doing.
He's like 29.
Yeah, and they're doing the 23, 24. I know he's a little older, but
I'm with you.
He can shoot the 3. He blocks and rebound. I think I saw a stat where Anthony Davis, and someone else is up there as far as hitting 25 or more threes and rebounds and blocks or something.
No, if they have this, a move would have to be made, because if they're going to bring in Cam Reddish, then you got more, or Prince or Bembry or maybe Herter, because now you got like 5 wing players. You can't play them all.
I guess what it is, who gonna take Bazemore in that contract? The game we were at the other day, remember we were watching, we were like he kind of playing like he don't even want to be here. Like, he kind of have those games, and that's kind of the play he is.
Well,
right?
I don't think that I know he wants to be.
Right, I'm not saying that he don't want to be. Like, it just
right.
Like, I think he was 0 for 12.
Well, I mean, I think, and that's our guy. I really think, and I always tease him about this. Mm-hmm. So he's about to have a baby.
Getting toe up at home. It's going down at the crib.
you already know how it is.
It's going down at the crib.
So, I think I just think that Cam Reddish, to me, out of all those guys, I like RJ Barrett too, but honestly, looking at the Hawks, I think Cam Reddish fits the best because they don't have, besides Herter, they don't have a 3-point shooter.
So you know what I get from Barrett?
No, not that knockdown.
Not that knockdown. But I like Barrett because Barrett can drive, because you don't have another player. I mean, Bembry does, but at the same time, Bembry, he's going to drive, but he's not.
But
he's not a great finisher.
You know what I get with Barrett? I get with Barrett that he may come and think the team is his, right?
Right.
And the team is not yours. It's
no,
Trey's.
I don't think. Well, Barrett.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It kind of comes off like
he's one of those Kobe disciples.
Yeah,
you think?
Yeah. I'm telling you, he kind of. You know what I'm saying? If Zion wasn't Zion, it would probably be an issue. But you can't like Zion is Zion. You can't.
Zion leads the team in scoring, but Barrett leads the team in shots.
No, Barrett leads the team in scoring. Yeah.
Well, also shots.
Yeah.
Right. Like Zion's efficiency compared to Barrett's, it speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
But I think they play through Barrett because he can do everything as far as get to the hole.
He's going to do it, regardless if you think he is going to do it.
So let's switch it quickly. Do you think they the Houston Rockets can dethrone the Warriors.
No.
Because, I mean, this happened last year. They beaten the Warriors all 3 times, whether they had Chris Paul or anything. But this happened last year.
Yeah, they can beat them once or 3 times during the regular season when the games are spread out over 6 months. But you got to beat them 4 out of 7.
But look,
in a week and a half.
The reason why I ask because the defense of the Rockets are playing better than they were when they had Ariza. Like their defense right now is crazy.
I actually see James Harden playing defense.
Right.
He playing good defense. Right. Somebody had him in the post the other day and they couldn't move. Last night, like
he's like going out.
Like he balled. I still don't think they can beat him. I think it's other teams they got a better shot of beating the Warriors.
But they should have beaten them if they got they got to stay healthy. But if CP3
if was a fifth.
But look, if CP3 didn't get injured, and the funny thing is people are like, well, what about Iguodala? He didn't play. Well, Motobatu, whatever his name is, he didn't play. So you can't say that. You can't go with that. But I'm saying
you also can't say they almost. Last year,
but they did. They
almost.
No. You can say that because they had a 3-2 lead.
Who won the championship last year?
And they had a lead with Chris Paul getting hurt. Until when Chris Paul got hurt, it changed everything. And we all know that without Chris Paul, Houston is not.
Who won the championship last year?
So all I'm saying is, if they're healthy, they proved that they can beat them. I mean, it wasn't a 7-game series, a 5-game series. They beat him in a 5-game series. But I really think, honestly, just because of the defense alone.
I don't know. I think Oklahoma City and them Trailblazers got something to say about that.
I don't trust Portland.
I don't either. I don't either.
Yeah, we got something to say about that.
I don't either.
You might hear that later on.
I don't either.
But look, we're going to take a quick break. I just feel like Houston.
I don't trust nobody in the West other than the Warriors.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you want to trust Houston, right? You want to. You want to say Houston to be there.
But look,
and then Game 7 comes, and then James Harden at the crib.
Right. But, I mean, again, like I said, that's the only team to me. Well, not to me. It's the only team. Maybe Denver. Denver starters played horrible last night. But when the bench came in,
and that's what the Warriors need to worry about. Their bench is atrocious.
So I think if Houston, if they're healthy and their defense is playing like they've been playing, it's gonna be hard to beat them. But look, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Stop It segment. Stop it. We'll be right back.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
Are you tired of avoiding great tasting food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are cut fresh daily, 7 homemade soups, and even chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can be added to salads too. So go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600, Roswell, Georgia, and 1171 La Vista Road Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia. Call their Roswell location at 770-680-5992 or the La Vista Road location at 404-929-8828. And don't forget to let them know the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge sent you.
You are tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Real quick, I want you all to keep track baby Cynthia Deck and her family in your prayers. They won't be able to make it. They going through, they just, lost someone, whatever. So keep them up in your prayers so they won't be able to make it, but they did say they sorry, and they will be back. So they will make it up to you all. So, but just to let you all know that. And then I want to thank everyone else who was listening and who's been supporting us. We appreciate your support. We do recognize it, so we appreciate your support. And another person I want to give a shout out, and we appreciate is this is a man right now getting his hair cut as we speak, who thinks he's faster than my barber, Simha the barber, Dwayne Chambers, and that's the Georgia Bulldogs running back Brian Harrion. What's going on, Brian? When you gonna come on the show, bro? You keep talking about you coming on the show, but I ain't heard nothing, bro. Holla at me. All right, so now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Hey.
Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it!
Stop it, stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you. What's going on?
But my stopping for the day is going to go to Rajon Rondo. The other day on the bench, it was the players, it was the fans, and then there was Rondo. So a lot of people was asking me, like, well, what do you think about LeBron when he – well, it wasn't the same. Actually, if you know veteran players, they always sit at the end of the bench. As far as two seats being empty and him not being able to play, I didn't think of LeBron's like that. Rajon Rondo sat with the fans. Mm-hmm. He sat with the fans and the other team, the rest of the team. He definitely I'm not gonna be here next year.
What? No, he actually wait. Give him a stopper for that. I mean, he still deserves a stopper for doing
Stop
that.
it.
But no, he actually does that throughout. He's done that throughout the season.
Yeah,
he always do that. As an article came out, he just said that's just me reflecting on the game. He's been doing it. That's why it wasn't a big deal with the players or anybody, because he does. But it's because it was a national televised game. Because I said the same thing. We posted it like,
dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was crazy. All right, my stop it. Two, real quick. Charles Barkley, speaking of that, Charles Barkley came on and said he write it down, take a picture. He's saying that Portland Trail Blazers is going to the NBA Finals.
Stop it.
Like, come on, man. I know you're trying to make headlines, but come on, Charles. But then, in Chicago, owner Jerry Reinsdorf came out and compared current Bulls coach Jim Boylen to Phil Jackson, saying that the way they knew about Phil Jackson is the way they felt about Boylen.
Stop it.
Y'all can see G's face right now. Bro, what in the world?
I don't
How do y'all still work there, man?
Dude, so here's the thing, right? So with that being said, that's our team, right? Me and Mr. Controversy, we from Chicago. You know how it go. When you Chicago everything. They need to get rid of Paxson and Gar Forman.
Right.
Like, that's it. That's all. But it goes further than that. The team needs to be sold. It needs to get out of there.
Yeah, they do. G, you got to stop it?
Yeah, mine goes to the University of North Carolina football team. So during their spring practice, they'll be using these special footballs that have pressure sensors. So when you're holding the ball correctly, the ball will make a sound.
What?
So that's how you know you're holding the ball correctly. Look, if you're in college and you still have a problem holding the football
correctly, you should give it up.
You
should go ahead and find you another profession.
Just watch the program. Just do like they did in the program.
Yeah, just carry it around with you.
Man, if somebody slap it down, that's it. Wow.
I think I might watch that today.
The program was a joint.
Yeah, that's that jump.
All right, that concludes the Stop It segment. Keep it locked. We will be right back. The champ is here.
Champ is here.
let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
Radio.
Tune in.
Now.
You can tune into this radio station on any smartphone or tablet.
iPhone,
Android,
BlackBerry,
Nokia,
Samsung,
Windows phones,
or whatever you have. Download the free TuneIn app from your phone or tablet's app store.
Tune in with music, sports, news, and comedy.
From over 70,000 radio stations around the world, including this Beasley Broadcast Group station. Check it out at TuneIn.com.
Or your app store.
Whether it's quick hits, what's on my mind, the infamous Stop It segment, you got to be there every Saturday morning on the 3-Point Conversion station for the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge hosted by Mr. Controversy. Get him!
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy here with the intellectual and my man G.
Yes, in the building.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat for you. We have the only, and I'm going to say it again, the only 4-time heavyweight champion, which was held the unified WBA, WBC, and the IBF titles. Mr. the Champ, Evander, the real deal Holyfield. What's going on, Champ?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, sir. I'm good. First off, I have to ask you this. You know, it's a lot of talk with this Fury and Wilder, you know, rematch going on. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen and if they're going to fight or not. In negotiating a rematch, how much does are the boxers involved with the process of that? And then, did you look forward to rematches? You know, as far as versus the first fight.
Well, I did because you know rematch. You ain't doing nothing, making an adjustment. You got to be honest with yourself. What you felt that you did wrong to be able to make some adjustments. And rematches were great. And you know, the majority of the rematches are I eventually beat the guy because it's easy to make adjustments.
So let me ask you. So if that's the case, so with Wilder and Fury, you know, like I said, it's a lot of talk of, I don't know if it's more so their the people that's promoters and everything, but did you have say-so as far as, or do they have say-so when it comes to rematches and how much and if they want to fight them or not? Or is it just mostly on the promoters?
Well, it's, you know, of course, the individual, the fighter himself, have more control than anything. Because can't nobody make a fighter fight if he don't want to fight. And so, you know, but, you know, fighters can hide behind the promoter and say, well, yeah, they this and all that. The promoter, you know, it's their job to tell you the art of the game and give you more your possibilities or what you what may happen. You know, just like you have opinion, I have opinion, anybody can have opinion, but the promoters, the people who say, okay, then you know, they have rules, and you know, it's all depending on what kind of contract that you sign. And so in your contract, you have some stipulations to hold you to certain things. And that could be a reason why a person may do certain things. Like with me, when I fought Dwight Muhammad Kwawi in my 12th profession fight for the title. Now, in that contract, it was, if I don't fight him, then they had to wear that they can let me go. So that's the reason I fought that guy in that 12th professional fight. I'm telling you, you know, it was a 15-round fight, and I ain't never been number 8. But I wanted to, you know, I didn't. Most likely, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have fought it. But since, you know, I didn't want to violate my contract, I went on ahead and did it, and I won.
Now, champ, we're gonna talk about another champ here with Floyd Mayweather being undefeated. Where do you rank him amongst boxers, and do you have and also with that, do you have an all-time favorite boxer yourself?
Well, my whole thing in the game of boxing, when you talk about undefeated and situation, and you have to look and say, when you say you're undefeated, but you have 3. You know, at the time that Floyd was fighting, they had 3 belts. You know, they had 3 belts, and that was the WBA, WBC, and IBF. So in them 3 belts, that means that 3 champions. So you know, but you got to ask yourself, and you know, he's undefeated, but in one situation, you become the undisputed. That means that at that time, all the people that held belt, you won it. And like you fought all them 3 people who had belts, so you were the undisputed champ. That's the point of me being the undisputed champ. That's the thing. And Tyson undisputed champ. Eric went number 1 champion because he beat everybody. And in another, if you get out then that means that you're the best. You fought everybody at that time in your era. So if you fought everybody in your era, then you can legitimately say, you know what? At that point in time when I was around, I beat everybody. You know, everybody who was supposed to be good. Now, you know, there's always somebody young gonna come up and say, you know, you want to beat me, but that's what boxing is all about. You ain't nobody gonna concede that you would have beat me if I was in your era. We weren't in the same era, but you know, I do believe I would have. But you know, it's easy to say that, but that's when you have eras. Who was the best in this era? Who was best in this era? But you know, there ain't nobody complaining about that Floyd ducked me or anybody like that. So then, I guess you could say, okay, then it is. But the point of the matter, if you fight everybody you're supposed to fight, and you then like this, I'm telling you, I think Floyd's a great fighter, and I think he's great because the fact of the matter, you know, starting at 4 years old, and his daddy was a pretty good fighter, and what the Bible talk about you would be better than your parents. If they was good and they teaching you, you really gonna be good. Because this is what happened when you follow the directions of your parents. You're gonna be a lot better.
I hear that. I'm with you, champ. And once again, we're here live talking to the only 4-time heavyweight champion of the world, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. Now, champ, you fought for, I think it was about 28 years professionally. We've seen other boxers fighting well into their 40s. Most people think it's because of money when boxers fight the longest, but does the love of the sport make it hard for fighters to retire?
Well, It does, because when you look like people, when people see me and say, "Oh man, it looks like you can still get back in there." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I do everything except spar." I said, "I'm afraid if I spar, it'll make me want to get back in there." She's like, "This, but because I don't spar, I know that sparring is the key to all that. What's going to happen? Your confidence grows as you spar. But if you just hit bag and you realistic know that the bag don't hit you back, so you conscious to know that I ain't really in there. You know, I feel good because ain't nobody swing and hit me. What's going to happen if I get hit?" Like that. So you got to look at things realistic, and it is when I was boxing and all that and stuff like that. I felt that I could beat anybody. And plus, I was brought up with the mentality that, you can't beat nobody else up and think you could beat me, because that don't work like this. My mom used to tell me, you don't lose against a reputation. Anybody can say anything, but if you're gonna be great, you got to beat somebody. You got to be the champion to be the champion. So you ain't gonna never be champion if you don't beat a champion.
Absolutely.
How can I ask you, how hard was it for you to retire, as far as facing the love of the game?
Well, I'm telling you, it really wasn't hard for me. The thing is that I had goals. So my goal was to be. I want to retire as an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I wanted to put things in order, and reason why I ended up retiring. I think the last two people was the Klitschko. They had the title. So I was talking to them, and I think Emmanuel Stewart had passed. And so when I was talking to them, and the older brother, the Klitschko, said, Evander, you our idols. And he said, we don't want to, it's impossible for us to fight our idols. And I'm like, well, look, man, I said, let me tell you something. I said, I fought George Foreman. I said, know why I fought George Foreman? And he said, why? I said, because if I fight George Foreman, they won't give me $22 million. I said, that's the reason I fought George. I said, now, so I got past the age and all this and stuff like, I realized if he beat me, it wasn't going to do nothing but tarnish me, because they're going to say, you lost against this old man. I said, now, right at this point in time, I'm older than you all, and you beat me, and I'm sure they're going to say, oh, you beat the oldie man, the Holyfield. You ain't fighting the young. But I made $22 million, he made 15. So the order of the game is taking a chance. Do you actually think you can beat me? Right. Like this, so then when I talk to one of the other people, say, man, you know what? Emmanuel Stewart telling them, y'all do not want to fight Evander Holyfield, because you all got the style that Evander Holyfield fight good. Like this, y'all fight like this. He gonna eat you up. He gonna eat you up. So they had somebody who trained me, Emmanuel Stewart, and Emmanuel Stewart know that I'm very good with tall guys who like the pressure. And, because I hit to the body real good, and I go to the body like that. I broke a few people's ribs, and everybody know I hit real good to the body. And the European fighter tend to fight the up style, straight up. They give you more. You have a bigger target with them than you do with American fighters.
Now, I know we talked a little earlier about, kids being better than the parents, and that's why how you kind of try to raise them. Now, we know your son, Elijah, is about to enter the NFL. How proud are you of him, and how has this experience been for you watching him enter into his professional career?
Well, I'm really very proud of him, because the fact that Elijah is a little different from all his brothers and sisters. Because Elijah used to like to run with me. He used to like to he liked to mimic the things that I do. He wanted to do it. Always wanted to lift weights and always. And I used to say, no, it ain't time yet, man. You're too young now. I said, at least wait till you get to 12 or 13, man. You don't need to be lifting weight at this early age. And as you can see, he loved that weightlifting and all this, and he was always eager to run and all that. So and even as a kid, when he played football and stuff, started out 6 years old, man. And he was out there. He was out there wanted to do it. But my two other sons, they didn't like football. So in general, they ain't like getting hit. But Elijah, one of them guys that he wanted to do it all. He boxed too. He boxed when he was young, and he was very good. And he played football, So all these things, he liked the contact. So it was pretty good for him. And this is the reason why things work.
All right, there you have it. I could talk to the champ all day, but we definitely appreciate you, man. If y'all see him, I stood next to him. I don't know. Y'all go to the 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel. It's on our website as well. I got a chance to interview the champ at during Super Bowl during that week, and when I tell you this man is still like he could fight, I couldn't believe it. Like wow,
he still can knock you out.
So but champ, we definitely appreciate you for coming on, and of course you're always welcome. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. All right. Great interview. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
What's going on, guys? It's John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. You're listening to the 3 Point Conversion Radio.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
This is Steve Atwater with the Denver Broncos, and you're listening to the 3 Point Conversion. The 3 Point Conversion. The 3 Point Conversion. The 3 Point
Conversion. All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Great interview again. I know this is bogus. I was tempted to tell G to give a stop it.
For what?
Cause when Champ was talking about when he was like, I understood him, I was with him, and it was when he first said it, just threw me up when he was like, yeah, he used to always like to run when he was talking about his son. And G, I ain't tell G to do that.
Why you do it like that, man?
I'm just saying. I was just, but hey, man, that's like we talked about before. Honestly, all that combine stuff, man. We saw what he did on the field. Brian Herrion, you listening? We saw what your man Elijah did on the field, man. And it's like
he put up numbers and did his thing.
He was doing his thing.
Him running a.
Cause look,
what he ran.
Look, and you know what? All right,
6'7".
Because we got somebody on the phone that don't like football. But Deshaun, answer this for me. Why in the world do we have offensive linemen doing verticals?
Running a 40.
No, doing a vertical. What is a 40 and a vertical? What is a vertical going to help? How is that going to help him
offensive
block?
line.
I don't even know what y'all talking about right now. I'm so far out of football right now. Y'all talking about linemen and left guards and this and that. I'm not nowhere near how you have a county, you have an area code, you have a zip code, you have a town, you have a city,
you have a state, you have a country. Like, I'm not even on the same, like, galaxy, like, on the same planet. You understand where I'm coming? Like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. In March, you going to ask me a question like that in March? Come on, bro. That's so insulting.
Let's get into this college thing there, man.
We have Deshaun Tate, my man from CBS Sports, but not only that, from Take Sports, and my guy Deshaun. This is probably, like I said, he's up to me. He's the best when it comes to college basketball in the South.
Website
Maybe
coming too, man.
On the East Coast, so that's my guy. And so we got to start off. Big day today in college basketball. We have to start off with the North Carolina Duke matchup today. This is the rival of all rivals, maybe the biggest rival in sport besides the Michigan-Ohio State football game. I'm sorry.
No, bigger.
Okay, bigger. So let me ask you, though. Even though this is the big rival, and we know how it is with them, and they're saying that Zion is doubtful. If Carolina wins, does it mean anything? Or is it like it is, because it's the rival, but the fact that he's not playing the second game he's not playing in, will it be as big if North Carolina wins as it would have been if he was playing? And then who do you have winning the game?
Well, let me ask you, if you were in that situation and you were on the Carolina roster and Zion not playing and you win the game and everybody wants to give an asterisk as to whether or not your game should not necessarily count because it counts, but considered as much, like, would you care? Like, will it matter to you? Hell no, it don't matter. Like, at the end of the day, like, a win is a win, a loss is a loss. Now, the last time I checked, Duke had more than enough talent on that roster to go out there and beat a Carolina team, and I'm not going to say isn't that good. I did say that at one point in time this year, multiple times. I'm not going to say that they're not that good, but I don't think Carolina is as good as people are thinking they are. They're still Carolina, but they're not the Carolina that we grew up knowing Carolina to be. They're not the same Carolina that went to the national championship 2 years in a row in 16 and 17. This team isn't those teams. That's not to crap on them or to say anything about Duke or this, that, and the other, but Duke is in a position right now, man, where they put their eggs in the basket of a guy who went down. Now they got to figure some things out. And when you got the best coach in the game that, all these players, LeBron and Melo and this person, that person, everybody can vouch for you. You coached all those guys in the Olympics and you got 5 titles in college and you're arguably the best coach ever in the history of this sport. This is where we test you. You make those adjustments. When Coach Calipari does not win, you guys know my mantra. When Coach Calipari does not win with the kind of talent that he has, well, when Duke doesn't do that, we have to treat him the exact same way that we do Calipari when he doesn't win. So at the end of the day, I don't think that it should be considered an asterisk, but it is something that we all know, man, we're all going to have in the back of our mind, man, if Zion would have played, though, could it have been different? I don't think it's a far-fetched to say that Carolina can beat Duke, that Carolina can beat Duke with a healthy Zion Williamson, because I think they can, but their chances of doing it aren't nearly as good. That's something we all know. And just with a little bit proof on top of that, Carolina beat the team that beat Duke at one point with a healthy Zion Williamson, and that's Gonzaga. So I'm just excited, man, for everything that this rivalry is going to give us tonight. But you better believe that I'm definitely would have been looking forward to seeing Zion playing. Who knows? If Zion comes back for the conference tournament and they end up playing in the championship game of the conference tournament, then there won't be any of this. But no, I talked to Vince Carter about it the other day, and Vince said the exact same thing, which you kind of expected him to. It doesn't really matter, bro. Like at the end of the day, you got to roll out there with who you got to roll out there with, and ain't nobody gonna be feeling bad for the opposition because they didn't have one guy.
Now we know your Spartans in Michigan play in one of them, big in-state games. What's the key for both teams, and who wins?
The key is definitely going to be turnovers. They got to prevent turning the ball over. If they're going to turn the ball over, they're going to lose. Michigan wants revenge from a game earlier this year that they lost on their home floor, and they were without two of their three best players on that team, and Joshua Langford and Nick Ward. And guys got to be healthy, man. They're without Kyle Arns. I mean, Michigan State is pretty banged up, but Kenny Goins is playing some of the best basketball that the power forward, and he can shoot the ball, and Cassius Winston is going to have his hands full tonight as well. I kind of feel like sometimes he's being run into the ground. But Michigan is one of those teams that I've always felt like is a national championship contending team, not just a Final Four caliber team. They have it all from wings, rebounders, defensive players, offensive players, just scorers, shooters, good coaching. I mean, all across the board, they're one of the most complete teams in the country. And, they showed it last year by going to the national championship game, and I don't think that they've missed much of a beat. I believe in them a lot more than I do other teams that people think. I think they're disrespected, in my opinion, and that's speaking volume if I'm kind of going to bat just a little bit for the Wolverines, because I believe in them more than I believe in Gonzaga winning. I believe in them more than I believe in Tennessee. You guys both know that. I believe in them more than I do North Carolina. I mean, outside of Duke with a healthy Zion and maybe just a cut in Virginia, like maybe one or two other teams, I think that Michigan is more of the team, and you might end up seeing that today.
All right, and once again, we're here with Deshaun Tate and you can follow him at Tates, Tates, Take, Take Sports, Tates Take Sports. Now, we know Gonzaga is that team, mid-major, everybody loves and probably will go deep into the Final Four, the tournament of the Final Four. Now, what other mid-major besides Gonzaga do you see, or who will go the farthest in the tournament?
The funny thing about mid-majors is, you have 32 conferences in college basketball, and a lot of those conferences are mid-major conferences. So you have your low majors, you have your mid-majors, you have your high majors, and then you have your Power Five, conferences. And a lot of those mid-major to low-major programs are ones that are only going to receive one bid, regardless of what you do. So, for example, Wofford right now is one of those teams I would definitely put in that conversation to make a run. Now, Final Four, absolutely not. But they've gone 18-0 in their conference. Undefeated in their conference. I think they've only lost 4 games or something like that in total. And if you play in your conference tournament and you lose, in most cases, especially those mid-major conferences, you don't get you don't get the benefit of participating in the NCAA tournament because they're only a one-bid league, and the NCAA honors whoever the conference tournament is. So let's just say that Wofford, who went 18-0, ends up losing in the championship game to, let's just say, whomever is in their conference that went 0-18. Well, the 0-18 team gets admitted into the tournament, and Wofford doesn't. But I think Wofford is a team that's good enough to receive an automatic bid. To receive an at-large bid, even if they don't win the conference tournament. So they are a solid team. Obviously, Belmont is another one of those teams. You'll see them in the OVC championship game today against your boy John Morant and Murray State. I like Belmont. Belmont always has a really, really solid team. Those are just two. You also want to keep your eyes and ears open for a team out of the WAC conference or the WAC, and a team like New Mexico State. I'd like to see them play in the conference tournament championship game against Grand Canyon, who's coached by Dan Marley. So those are just a few teams that I think can make deep runs. Again, probably not Final Four teams. However, I think that they're definitely teams that can win 2 games in the NCAA tournament in the event that they're a 12 seed and end up, meeting up with a 5, which that matchup in the tournament is always easy to pick in terms of upsets, those infamous 5-12 matchups.
All right, there you have it. Now I promise you, he's probably doing all this while he's cutting his head right now. So
we done already. It's March. You gave football an hour and a half. You gave me 10 minutes, bro. I know my answers is kind of extensive, man, but I just want to make sure that we educating the people properly. We're giving informative information, some free spaces on the bingo card for their brackets. And that I'm glad that the people have an opportunity to check out the 3-point conversion, man, because y'all doing an outstanding job.
Anytime you bringing up Grand Canyon and you talking about them and who they playing against, you already know this man knows what he's talking about. And once again, make sure you follow him at Take Sports. That's TATES Sports. All right, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep building your brand. Love what you're doing, bro. I saw you on the mic also. I saw what you was doing at the game. So I see you.
Website coming.
Yep, website coming. We waiting.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. You guys are a big inspiration. Hey, maybe next time you guys can get me on for a whole 11 minutes, man, in March, bro.
We definitely got you for March. You know that's gonna be big.
No, he needed to come into the studio. That's what he needed.
That's what needs to happen.
But look, we go.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kent Bazemore from the Atlanta Hawks. You're now listening to 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And we definitely thank Ortho Atlanta for their support. Speaking of Ortho Atlanta, we have a young man who pretty much knows his stuff when it comes to fixing people up and injuries and things like that. None other than Dr. Donnie Fowler the third, the orthopedic. What's going on, sir?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, man. We're great. Hey, we're gonna get to it. They just, so I just saw a report. They're saying that Zion won't play, and if you all should know by now, but he's a Dookie fan, Dr. Fowler, but Coach K said he recently he said that Williamson looked good working out. So when he comes back and play, because now the talk is it's a possibility he can come back and play on during the tournament, the ACC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Would they put a restriction on him? Or do you think they should put a restriction on him if he plays?
Yeah, I think obviously they've been very careful with bringing him back. I think it's a good sign that they're talking about how good he's looked in the workouts. Obviously, I would love for him to play tonight because I think that be the only chance for them to probably win. But I think it's prudent to, make sure he's really all the way there. If they wait till the tournament, that'll be next Thursday because they get a double bye to the quarterfinals. So you're giving them almost another week to really kind of integrate into contact and practice. I do think that they will probably limit his minutes, especially assuming they win. He's going to have to potentially play at least 2 games, maybe 3 back-to-back if they were to advance all the way to the championship. So they're not going to want to, fatigue him after being out 3 to 4 weeks right off the bat. So I do think he'll be on kind of a limitation as far as minutes and everything else, but I do expect to see him in the ACC tournament.
Now, Doc, we know the Redskins recently traded for Case Keenum. Is this any type of indication that Alex Smith might not come back?
Yeah, I unfortunately, and the other thing, talking about me being a Duke guy, I'm also a D.C. guy growing up in Northern Virginia, so I know the Redskins well, and I think it's a very slim chance that Alex Smith would play this year. There was some photos that came out. His first public appearance was towards the end of January. He came to a Wizards game, and he still had a external fixator, which is a big frame on the outer part of his leg, and he battled through infection and multiple surgeries that complicated things, afterwards. So he still has a long, long way to go. So obviously wish the best for him, and hopefully he's not done for good, but I think he's probably definitely going to be done for this season. So the Case Keenum move is kind of the way they restructured it. I think he's only going to count $3.5 million against their salary cap because the Broncos are going to pay the rest. And so I think it's a good plan B to have, assuming that Alex Smith does not come back, but then you still probably have the opportunity to chase a guy in the draft at QB too if you want, but still have Keenum there in place.
With that injury, even like we know Alex is a little older, right? Even with that injury with a younger player, what's your estimation, with the devastating injury he had?
Yeah, I mean, open tibia, fibula, kind of both leg bones is at least a full year out. I mean, you think of someone like Paul George who did it in basketball, and I mean he's come back pretty well, but even his first he was out a full year, and even his first year back he was a little slow to adapt. Obviously he was younger than Alex Smith, and I mean he's tearing it up now. More recently happened to Gordon Hayward, again another basketball example, and he's kind of struggled this year trying to kind of get back into the flow at times. So it is a pretty devastating injury, and even without the complications that Alex Smith has had, that is going to make it even longer. It's at least kind of a full year. But I think in Alex Smith's case, you're talking about missing probably the rest of this season too, and possibly being back the next year if that's on his agenda to even want to try to make that move.
Now, we know you're they don't know, we know that you're a sports guy, and you saying you're from Washington. So you all get Case Keenum. Let's be real. First, I want you to answer, if you had, when you was eating the orange or whatever you was eating, did you throw it? And then two, would you say that Washington should go for a quarterback first round in the draft, or?
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, again, I wasn't super thrilled about Case Keenum. I think he's a worse version of Kirk Cousins, and I wasn't a Cousins fan either, and I was glad they kind of let him walk. There were talks about them trying to go after Ryan Tannehill, which I would have been even probably more upset about because I think he's even worse. So I think I literally posted a comment that I'd take Alex Smith on one leg before I took Ryan Tannehill. But again, I don't hate the Case Keenum thing just from the standpoint of, again, you're giving up $3.5 million against the salary cap. You got a plan B. They swap draft picks. You're not giving up a ton. I do personally think they should go after a quarterback, ideally in the first round. You got 3 or 4 guys. Obviously, most people are talking about, Kyler Murray and Haskins, but then you also got Daniel Jones from Duke, course, got to get a Duke reference in, and the Missouri quarterback, too. So there are guys there that I think you can probably get in the middle of the first round where the Redskins are drafting and kind of still keep yourself in a reasonable financial situation with the salary cap. So.
All right, and once again, we're here live with orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta, Dr. Donald Fowler III. Now, LeBron James, he's been recently put on a minute restriction. All of a sudden, after it's a wrap, it's over, done, dada, all of that. Do you think this is due to injury, or is this just their way of saying, look, we're waving this white flag, get ready for next year, big fella?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly a little bit of both. I think the number is somewhere around 7 games that they're out with only, 16 or 17 games to play. He's had injuries throughout the year where he's missed time. Luke Walton came out the other day and said that he was still having some lingering issues with the groin injury that we, talked about previously on the show weeks back. So I think it's a little both. They kind of know it's over. They've unfortunately had a bunch of injuries, it seems like, and other guys like Lonzo Ball who are out too. So at this point, I think they're just kind of, trying to look beyond this season, get guys rested up, and hopefully restart next year.
All right, so there you have it. Dr. Fowler, we appreciate you for coming on, man, and giving your insight, sir, and definitely can't wait till next week because it's going to be some injuries and there's always sports to talk about. All right, you have a great weekend, sir.
All right, guys, have a great one. Take care.
Thank you. We're going to take a quick break. Time for What's on Our Minds. You don't want to miss it. Have something you probably hadn't thought about. But, of course, I'm going to speak the truth. Yeah.
Are you tired of avoiding great tasting food because you want to eat healthy? Well, Salad Express will fix that problem for you. Salad Express is a gourmet salad and grill restaurant that gives you multiple options to satisfy your taste buds and keep you healthy. They have over 40 toppings, which are cut fresh daily, 7 homemade soups, and even chili. You can also order hot sandwiches and wraps with choices like grilled chicken, steak, salmon, and shrimp, which can be added to salads too. So go ahead and visit them today at 1055 Mansell Road, Suite 600, Roswell, Georgia, and 1171 La Vista Road Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia. Call their Roswell location at 770-680-5992 or the La Vista Road location at 404-929-8828. And don't forget to let them know the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge sent you.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life LLC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3 Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right. We are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy, the Intellectual, my man G. It's been a great show so far. If I was reading the Bible thus far. Look, this segment is called What's on My Mind, which is brought to you by Sucker Free Life LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone can be sucker free. Make sure you purchase your apparel today on Facebook.com/Sucker Free Life LLC. SUCKA. So now, this next segment is called What's on My Mind. I'm about to drop a gem on you. This is the segment where we get time, each of us, uninterrupted, depending on how G is feeling, because G is going to correct me, or G is not going to let me say nothing crazy, so which I respect. But this is that segment where we just like to get stuff off our chest, you know, like I used to always say, men don't vent. I'm saying it again, men don't vent. We just get stuff off our chest, and this is what it is, man. This is what I'm feeling right now. So, talking about LeBron James and everything that's going on, you know, we talked about him wanting to trade. We talked about coaching. Is he a coach killer? Yep. But we talked about all of that stuff, right? But LeBron James came in to the NBA at a weird time of the NBA. The NBA was in a change where it was, it had all the way going away from the old school. Like Kobe's era, it was moving on, trying to get past the old school in the 90s. They were creating their own lane. When LeBron James came in, it had been created. So he was like, all right, now it's on you. What are you going to do? And what's important is, if you think about all great players, I'm going to name a couple. You think about Charles Barkley. I'm going to say Barkley first. Think about Jordan, of course, Magic, Bird, of course, Hakeem, Shaquille, even Kobe coming up last, year. And you look at those players had organizations that built the team around them and for them. I bring up Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley problem was when he came in at the end of the era with Dr. J, Moses, and all of them, and he left. He wanted to leave because they didn't build around him, which he thought was good enough, which I agree. So then you look at LeBron James. Cleveland never built a team around LeBron James the first thing. You don't get Daniel, and his nickname is Booby. You don't get a guy like that to build around. You had Eric Snow, okay, whatever, but I like the Big Z, but still, no. Everybody else, Shannon Brown, stop it. Larry Hughes was at that point where he felt like he was the man and you coming in. So they never built a team around LeBron James. So he never had that satisfaction of a team saying, you know what, you're the future and we're going to make sure that we make sure you stay and you're that guy. That's why he left, which I understood the first year. First time when he left, I understood why. I didn't like where he went, but I understood it. And I think that because of that, you look at him now, he always wants the best player on the squad. He wants to pick and choose his coaches. But I think that has something to do with it because he's never been with a team or organization that wanted to build around him, which I get. So I can't blame LeBron for that. But also, you look at this era, he started it, but I don't know if it's because of it's his talents, but you look at the era is now is definitely the AAU league. Like, everybody has that one player that does everything. LeBron is capable of it. Greek Freak is a beast, but Greek Freak can't handle the rock like that. He's not really a passer like that, but he's the best player, so hey, you have the ball the whole time. Harden, you have the ball the whole time. That's just what's the AAU league. Then everybody want to play with their friends. The best players, AAU. So when LeBron came in, like I said, he came in with an era that started and was just started to get away from the 90s and everything. And because of that, I believe that he suffered, because he couldn't and he didn't have a team or organization that said, we're going to build around you. And I think because of that, let's just think, if he had a team where they built spaces around him, people around him, and gave him the right people that fit with him, he might have 2 more championships. But because of that, he had to travel. And that's what's on my mind.
Yeah, you're definitely right, because when they went to Miami, they kind of built the team around him, and they won with no problem.
No, they didn't build around him. That's not building.
They had
not
in the full sense of.
I'm talking about like build. Yeah,
they put pieces.
They put pieces, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And really, what pieces they built, they just gave Wade and Bosh and
just got a bunch of shooters.
But it wasn't. They didn't build around him like that.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. If he has somebody to build around it, he maybe talking about 7 or 8 championships. Well, what's on my mind? Last night I was watching the Rockets and the 76ers play, and Ben Simmons is a real good defender. He's actually a better defender than most people even could probably see or even give him credit for. He's long. His instincts are there. And he could be possible defensive player of the year. Like, that's the instincts he have if he really develops his defensive thing. But what I want to talk about is his offense. Like, he has to get a jump shot. Like, we know he can pass the ball. We know that he can rebound. We know that he sees the floor like no other, and he does some nice things. But if he does not get a jump shot, not only is it going to not allow the Philadelphia 76ers to be the best team that they can be, it's not going to allow him to be the best player he can be. Ben Simmons is we're seeing, right, that he's probably, he's once in a generational, player. We seen it happen. And I'm not saying he's LeBron. I'm not saying he's Kareem. I'm not saying he's one of those players, right? But, every couple of years, every so often, a player comes and you're like, wow, they just got it. He sat out that year, and I think even that year, him sitting out, it allowed him to get his body good, which is one big thing that happens with rookies. And then it also allowed him to see the game, and it kind of slowed down for him. You can see that he's almost playing in slow motion because he sees the game so well. But if he does not get and I'm not talking about a three-pointer, right? I'm talking about a jumper. I mean, mid-range game. Like, if Ben Simmons is not within 7 feet of the basket, then it's probably nothing. It's not going in, and it's not even looking good while he's doing it. So, just me watching that game last night and seeing him block James Harden step back 3. His James Harden step back game is crazy. Mm-hmm. For him to be able to block it without fouling him, and when I tell you he blocked it, the ball didn't even get out James Harden's hand. It wasn't like a swipe block where he put the ball back in his hand. You know what I mean? So as great as he can be, if he doesn't develop a jump shot, it's gonna stop him. Like, he is not gonna be able to be the player that he ultimately can be, and the player that the Philadelphia 76ers need him to be. Like, how can I give you what's the max now? 5-year max, 200 and something mil for the when you make the All NBA or whatever. How can they gonna have to give him the 200 mil, right? But how can you get somebody 200 mil that can't make a 10-foot jump shot? Like the free throws are one thing, right? Like, we know Shaq never made free throws. After Nick Anderson had that bad miss in the finals, he never made. Like, we can probably get past free throws, right? Dude, you can't make a jumper. Like, if he don't get that together, man, his career gonna be a big disappointment. And that's what's on my mind.
I saw a video the other day where he shot a fadeaway jumper right-handed. A lot of people keep saying he shoots with the wrong hand, and you see where teams just sag way out. He's at the three-point line. His man is standing on the dotted circle.
In the paint.
So nobody's respecting the jumper at all.
And it messes up Philly's game. Like, now you're double teaming Embiid without double teaming.
He needs to holler at Rondo, because Rondo eventually started to develop, shooting, and where you had to respect him a little bit. Like, you're not sagging off of Rondo anymore.
He needs to holler at Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose mid-range game was always crazy, right? Like we know that. Like he gets you in there.
Jason Kidd.
No, yeah, that's what we need to talk to. Ace and Kidd. Ace and Kidd.
But no, you're right. He plays defense. G, you got that ready? Can you get him to stop it?
Stop it.
Defensive Player of the Year? Stop it.
All right.
No.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, don't let that block fool you, because the funny thing, Houston played somebody last week, and they did the same thing. They blocked, and they blocked Okogie. Okogie blocked just nasty.
Yeah. He had about 3, I think.
Yeah. He was killing them. All right, man. Good stuff, though. No, but I'm with you, man. He needs to get that going, get that together for real. All right. So if you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means that it's time to let you go. But if you're still here, please stay tuned, because you might get a shout out, because we're giving shout outs right now. First, I have to give a shout out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform, giving me the chance to do what I do, say what I say, make you all mad, upset, happy, want to give me the stop it button. God, I appreciate all of this, man. I'm living a dream. Well, I'm living a dream, you know what I'm saying, which is reality now, so I guess it's not a dream. So, but I appreciate you, God.
Thank you, Raphael.
Also, I want to thank our guests. I want to thank the champ, Vander, the real deal, Holyfield, for coming on. Great stuff, great stories. Appreciate him taking his time out to talk to us. Also want to thank Deshaun Tate. You know he does what he do. I appreciate that. Also, Dr. Donald Fowler III. Appreciate you, sir, for coming on. And then even with Track Baby, man, she was about to come on. Like I said, she found out she lost a loved one. So we keep her in our prayers. You are in our prayers. And also, I want to thank my engineer, G. Appreciate you, man, for doing what you're doing. And, of course, my co-host, Road Dog, The Intellectual.
Yes, man. I just want to thank everybody for continuously tuning in to the 3-Point Conversion. Not only on our Saturday show, but also throughout the week, and checking out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, everything that we do, man. We really appreciate y'all. We are only us because of y'all, so we definitely appreciate it. Friends, family, everybody that continues to listen, we really appreciate it. And like Mr. Controversy said, man, we live in our dreams. We doing things that we never thought we'd be doing. Just got off the phone with the champ, man. Holla at us, man. We here.
All right, and I want to thank my family and friends, beautiful wife, children, cousins, aunties, uncles, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, grandparents, play cousins, and all. We appreciate you all. And thank everyone who's supporting us, man. That goes big with us. Also, thank Seneca's Barbershop, our sponsor. Seneca's Barbershop, Ortho Atlanta, Sucker Free Life LLC, Salad Express. See, that list is getting longer. We got to keep it longer and keep it lengthy. Also, I want to tell everyone, make sure you love family. Let everybody know that you love them while they're here. Eat good. Watch sports. Until next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.